Hey Zo, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
ZoWilliams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Shit. You already know what it is. It's Friday night on the East Coast. 8 p.m. on the East Coast. You're just settling in. The voice of reason is the new Netflix. You want to make your relationships better, this is who you tune into. You want to dig? The voice of reason is the new Netflix. This is the new Netflix and chill. Why? Because we're going to ask them damn questions. You under dig? We're going to ask the real questions, the questions that challenge you. Yeah, y'all like that. Y'all like that. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. If this is your first time tuning in to what I do, I put together a panel. Mostly women. They come in, they share their opinions, they pull the curtain behind, they pull the curtain back so men and people of all walks of life can see how women really get down. It's a struggle to get them to pull that curtain back, though. They be lying and ducking and dodging, but once they get comfortable enough, they pull it back and they share. And that's the purpose of the platform. My homeboy Tone Talks is in the building.
What up, y'all?
I'm going to tell you right now, this show is about to be like a double header.
Ooh.
Because Tone Talks is going to be in this studio live right after my show is done.
I'm doing 3 hours straight.
You in the dig? You in the dig?
3 hours, Tone.
It's about to be crazy. Tone don't want to go 3 hours. I started Tone in
Hey,
2 hours.
Zo, we in here looking like sandwich bread in a peaches sandwich.
In a peaches sandwich.
With a little lettuce on the side over there.
You know what?
Yeah. Hey, the voice of reason is lit tonight. Please like and share the video. Before I get to tonight's topic, I got to promote some businesses. Total Package Energy is one. We need 100 cases sold. Everybody get to TotalPackageEnergy.com. Tell them ZoWilliams sent you. Total Package Energy is the greatest energy drink, energy shot I've ever had in my life.
Not your whole life.
Man, I'm telling you right now, if you're an Uber driver If you're a limo driver, a Lyft driver, a truck driver, if you drive at nighttime, man, you need it, you need it, you need it. Total Package Energy, zero crash, zero sugars, zero carbs, zero jitters. It is the best in the game. Total Package Energy. Tell them Zoe sent you, man. We need to move 100 cases of Total Package Energy. Also, From Hell to Fire. I've been reading it. Very interesting work.
Okay.
It's not fiction. I thought it was fiction, but they had to change the names in order to protect the innocent. Take a ride on the wild side with a real-life shero born and raised in Compton, where she also served as a firefighter. She had lots of trials and fun along the way. Also, follow her home on a few of her dates and other sexcapades. This lightweight battle of the sexes is colorfully balanced with both male and female points of view, guaranteed to make you think, laugh, and cry, as only life and a career in the city of Compton can. From Hell to Fire, Compton Fire Department, Book 1, Sex and Politics. Go to Amazon.com and get a copy right now. And then again, hey man, y'all done slowed down hella. This is our slowest month of the year for the relationship dismount. August is the slowest month we've had in many, many months. All right. The relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. I need you guys to get over there and get this thing pushing, man. Please, please, please go to Amazon.com and order the paperback version. You dig? The paperback version. Get at your boy Zoe Williams. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, Love Matters Revealed. Get your copy today. Get it today. Love Matters Revealed, CD. IamZoeWilliams.com. I'm also offering coaching. I've been doing a lot of coaching.
Awesome.
Go to my website. Sign up for coaching. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. You dig? Support the coaching movement if you need it. All righty.
Yep.
Here we go. Tonight's topic. Wow. The number to dial is 323-230-4610, because I know you're going to have something. I know people going to call in because they got issues around this particular topic, especially after the last couple of topics.
Right. Fire.
People got to deal with this one. And it's a cold world, but I got to deal with it. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Tonight's topic, R.E.S.P.E.C.T. Respect. Can black men and women offer each other what we've scarcely received from home or country?
That's not scary. That's real. Ooh.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Can black men and women offer each other what we've scarcely received from home and country? If our country doesn't respect us, if we live in a community that doesn't respect us, if we don't respect black lives, if my mama don't respect my daddy, how can I develop self-respect and have it reflected back to me? Tonight's topic, R.E.S.P.E.C.T. I've got questions. How do you show respect in a healthy relationship? Yikes. True or false? In general, black women do not respect black men. True or false? In general, black men do not respect black women. Yikes. True or false? When black women speak of black men, it is usually in terms of physicality, i.e., black women are quick to talk about how fine, tall, sexy, or endowed a brother is. But you rarely hear black women saying, that brother is a genius.
Come on.
That brother is a god. You rarely hear it. True or false? Is the same true of men? That girl's ass is so fantastic. I didn't say fantastic. I said fantastic. That ass is splendid. Do you oftentimes hear men talking about how spiritually evolved a woman is?
All the niggas that meet him at church.
Oh, hallelujah. Hold it, hold it.
Bible study thumping.
Bible study pussy. Oh, sorry. Man, tonight's topic is about to be crazy. True or false? For a relationship to prosper between a man and a woman, respect, if not the most important aspect, must be in the top 3. Can a sister who has been raised in America, conditioned by a transactional society, only find respect for a hustler, a grinder, an ambitious nigga? I'm going to tell you right now, I use this example all the time. Buddha was a bum, but changed the world with a philosophy. Buddha would not be considered a good relationship choice today. Sisters would be like, that nigga broke. Enlightenment ain't gonna pay your bills, Tawanda.
Why she gotta be called Tawanda?
I had to. I'm sorry.
She couldn't be Becky. She had to be Tawanda.
Jesus would be considered a smooth bum.
Joe, I might have to leave this show if you're gonna be talking about Jesus this way.
I'm just saying.
I didn't know you was gonna talk about Jesus this way, dude. I didn't plan on this.
But he wasn't a bum because they gave him everything.
Y'all, I'm just saying.
I'm a member of First AME.
I'm with you, Tom.
I went to the whole classes. I'm just saying.
I'm saying.
In the Jesus Club too.
Could the modern day sister recognize, respect, and venerate Black Jesus in today's society? If he showed up on your doorstep, does this society's conditioning allow you to recognize a Jesus?
Good question.
Oh my God, you talk about mutual respect. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord have mercy. Okay. I need to know, what is your definition of respect, Peaches?
Respect to me is not disrespecting me. Okay, it's showing me the utmost. And like tonight, you gave me a sign of respect by saying what you said to me before the show. I'm not going to go into it, but that's a sign of respect to me, is when someone shows you how they care about you or that they respect what you say. You know, it's just a level that you get to with people, and you just know it's genuine, and it's an equal giving thing. It's a give and take part that's equal in any relationship. It's hard to describe respect because I only know what respect is when I've been disrespected.
What?
Like if someone disses you, you know they've disrespected you, and you had the utmost respect for that person until they showed you disrespect. So it's hard to put a definition on respect because respect to me is love, period.
Just say you don't have a definition of respect.
It's love. That's what my definition of respect is showing love.
Okay.
That's what you get on Hoover.
No, that's what you get on Figueroa when they pay for
That's
it.
what
But
you get on Maple Street.
Don't hate, Tone. It's called love. You know, it's love you show people.
Okay, we'll see. Tone, your definition of respect, my friend?
Listening, openness,
wow,
reverence,
hey,
love,
and a finished meatloaf. I want a meatloaf finished when I get home from work. I come home from work. I worked all day.
I see. This gonna be foul.
I think. No, for real. I think it's changed over time for me and for society.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have some archaic concepts around everything. For me, I start with those 3 words, and I think that those 3 words require us to really challenge ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And respect requires you to challenge yourself sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that, you know, for me, I start with this word of listening and openness.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the definition of respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievement. Respect is also defined as esteem, hold them in high esteem, regard, high opinion, admiration, reverence, deference, honor. You under dig?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Now let's get down to it.
Okay.
Tone, tell me the truth.
Oh, don't come to me first ever again.
First. Tone, tell me the truth.
We need more ladies in here. Usually I'm in the mix. Go ahead.
Tell me the truth, man. Do black women and black men respect each other? And who respects each other the most? Do black men respect black women more than black women respect black men? Or do black women respect black men more than black men respect black women?
I think we respect how we make each other feel.
Here we go. Let's go.
You know, I think a lot of us never learn to respect individual people and their feelings and their backgrounds because you would ask more questions. You know, you get the first question, you know, why'd you buy that? Or you waste money. And what you find is that nobody asks, what were your parents like? What'd you learn that from? And I'm not talking about to learn it so you can say I'm wrong, but I'm talking about really to understand and I hate the word brokenness, but I'm going to use it here. Brokenness that might have caused that action. So I feel like in some ways what we see is that black people, you know, they respect the transaction more than the actual person across the table.
Okay.
Yuck.
That's a yucky thing.
That's
ain't it?
yucky.
Because once the transaction gone, I'm gonna curse you down. What that mean? When
you
you say
ain't
you ain't,
shit.
yeah,
Right.
you're not
You
gonna
ain't
marry
shit.
me, I'm gone. When you ain't gonna be on time, you know how many people done told me that they hate people that ain't on time and they ain't on time. And then when you point out that they ain't on time, they mad at you. Cause you meticulous or something. Come on.
Peaches?
That's why I said respect is love. It's showing respect for what someone says. You, like Tone said, you listening to them, you hearing them. You're actually taking what they said and putting a use to what they said in the right direction. If somebody tells me, if my ex-husband would have told me I don't like X, Y, and Z and stuck to it, I would have actually respected the fact that he said it and did what he asked me not to do. But you know, it's how you ask people. It's how you say. It's in the. It
sounds like an excuse to me.
It's not an excuse.
Okay,
it's
cool.
It's just that if you don't articulate what's wrong, how can I know? I'm not a mind reader.
Are you a glutton for pain? If you refuse to change your expectations for your partner who was raised in a disrespectful environment. Well, I need respect. I need respect. I need you to respect me if we gonna be together. But wait a minute. What if he modeled disrespect from a disrespectful household? And that happens
all the time.
So are you a glutton for pain if you refuse to change your expectation of a person who was raised or modeled an environment that didn't encourage respect? First, are you a glutton for pain? Can we do that?
I'm not a glutton for pain.
All right. The ability to respect somebody, does it first originate from the ability to respect oneself? If you don't respect yourself,
Yep.
how in Sam hell?
Ain't nobody gonna respect.
How old is your
ass.
mattress?
Right.
Let's ask this question. No, you go over somebody's
old is
head.
your mattress?
That should be your first question. Like, is this mattress, like, does it got the individual springs, the memory foam? I need to know if you respect your body. Come on.
Right, before you invite me to spend
You
the
in here
night
on
in
Big
that
Lots. You in here on the box, just on the top of the mattress. You ain't got no box spring.
No, that bitch got an air mattress.
She in there pumping air, blowing it in.
Yeah.
Talking about, you better treat me right.
Yeah, that's the ultimate level of disrespect. Don't invite me to your house if you know you sleeping on an air mattress, homeboy, because me and the air
She done
mattress
switched
don't
it
go
to homeboy.
together.
You heard that, Zoe.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Come on.
Hey, no homo.
This is great. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
And then whenever he picks up the line.
Hello, I just picked up the line. Hello.
Oh, hey, Joe, it's Dana.
Dana, what up?
Hold on. So I've been waiting for this.
Another caller.
I've been waiting for this.
Tone Talk is
I know,
here.
that's why I called in, Tone, 'cause I knew you'd be waiting.
No, I'm just kidding. Dana, I just want to say to you, you are phenomenal. I've cut you into my show twice.
I know.
You ain't getting no residuals or no money for it. But I will give you tickets to the Universal Circus.
Hey,
I'm a pass. I don't like circuses.
it's the soul circus, though.
Talk to us,
pass.
Dana.
I've been before. I don't like animals like in cage. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dana.
Well, talk to us, Dana. I know you heard the topic. What's up?
Oh, not much. I couldn't get in on those last two days of calls with MGTOW and that other one, but that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it, girl?
That was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of scary, but interesting.
What was scary, Dana?
Well, about, like, the guy called in. Of course, we knew he was, non-melanated and everything before he even said, he was. But just about a person saying that, oh, this is our stuff over here and we want this. It was like that women's hater club or something like that. And it was so vehement. He was like, and this is how it is. And why should, this woman benefit off of this and that? And, like, we feel the same way, but with a different scope, but it was kind of weird.
But
strange.
But I will ask this, though, Dana.
Uh-huh.
Do you think, especially as it pertains to black men in America, this is for everybody on the panel. So you have Ib Moore, right?
What does that mean? I meant to ask.
Ib Moore, it means introspective. Here, let me pull it up. I got it.
It's like a form or something.
Reform.
Here it is right here. Introspective black men of reform.
Do they got a uniform?
No.
Feathers on it?
No, but what it is it is the black version of MGTOW. And I'm going to say MGTOW and Ib Moore, in a lot of ways, is born out of the fact that women in America don't really respect manhood anymore.
So it's reactionary. It's not. It wasn't created on its own. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
To me.
Okay.
That from my limited knowledge of it.
So how many meatloafs would it take to make it go away?
I think with those dudes, it was more about control. I don't think it had any. Well, the Ib Moore, from what Mimi told me, the video said about women not speaking in a certain tone to men, and the guy that called in said he's not going to respond to me if I talk emotional. That's why I said maybe I shouldn't say nothing, because right now I'm feeling kind of emotional about this shit. But I was honest with who I was, so that's what Ib Moore. I just think that they were more on a control tip. Like, we can't control these.
It's more to it than that, though.
Or they, like I said
There's
before.
nuance.
What?
That's it. There's nuance to it.
Well, let's frame one thing. I was putting this in the comments. I said it in the last show on my bully dating show. Incarceration is a real weird thing. I think I always say when you look at Jim Crow, let's not even deal with slavery right now. Jim Crow, you was a maid, I was a shoe shineman or a butler, and we come home and we talk about how white folks treated us.
Right.
Well, incarceration is very, very different. There's a mythology, and I'm not talking about whether it affects the family right now. You know, when somebody gets cancer, going to the hospital affects everybody.
Right.
But only one person got cancer. I'm saying this in terms of incarceration right now. There's 20 million black males, and they produced more prisoners than all women globally. There really
globally.
And there's 4 billion women.
Right.
There really aren't like black women incarcerated. I'm not wanting more to go. There's a lot on probation. I'm not saying that. But there's just as many black men on probation as well. I'm saying that what they almost did here in America, when I say they, I'm talking about the government, white America, to create jobs, is they created this new kind of racism that's very much genderized, and we have not acknowledged it at all. What we've done is punished or actually chastised men for the consequence. What do I mean? So you can't get a job. Well, I can't get a job because I got sent to jail for child support. Right. And then they took my license because of child support, but they don't take your license for the same thing. They let you, they say you're a mother and you need your license. Right. And so what you see is this huge disparity in how we enforce the same crimes punishment between the sexes, between the races, and black men are at the bottom of all that, but nobody wants to deal with it.
Wow. My girl, Dana.
Well, may I ask a question?
Yes, get in here, Dana.
Okay, Tone, I understand what you're saying, but what about those women that are married to those men or in relationships with those men where it affects their family and the whole family is dealing with that male being incarcerated? Yes, she is living that outside life, but she's also going to visit him every weekend, every holiday. She's putting money on his books. She's taking care of him. I mean, what about the consequences of that?
See, but this is what I'm saying. When you get cancer, everybody got to go to the hospital. And there's a consequence. But there's one person with cancer. What I'm saying is that, okay, she got to do all that. But if she lose her license as a result of all that, nobody turns to her and says, you a lazy no good for losing your license. They say, he was in jail. All that struggle put you under immense pressure. And you lost your license. We understand your struggle. I'm not dealing with so much a finger pointing. I'm saying structurally black people have been locked out, but because of the way they strained it, and you know, my documentary Freeway Cracking the System, you can catch it on Netflix. It's on this topic. Because of the way they strained it to the males, we're not as loving and understanding of blackness as we were just 30 years ago, because we're going through it so differently. The Oprahization of America made it so, like, generally as a black woman, people don't think you stole nothing. If you got a nice little outfit on, you Oprah to them. You Oprah to them. You're not going to steal nothing. But for us, on the other hand, we're criminalized because a third of black men have been to jail. We've never seen anything like it in the modern society.
Wow. Dana, your thoughts?
What, on the incarceration?
Yes.
I mean, I have just so many thoughts where a lot of my family, like the majority of the males in my family, have been incarcerated at some point in their life. I have a brother that is doing, 37 years for striking out.
Damn.
I have another brother that, he keeps going back and forth for petty crimes. He does, 2 to 3 years or whatever the case may be, and that is their life. And we've all dealt with that. But I understand Tone where he's saying that in some ways as women we can opt out of that because we don't have to be bothered with that. Even though those are my brothers and I know they're incarcerated, that's not my life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And let me add one more piece.
I can step away and say those are my brothers, or I can step away and not talk about brothers. Zoe has known me most of our lives, and he probably didn't even know I have 2 younger brothers.
I didn't.
Let me add one more piece that's real interesting about it, too, is like, this is not about finger pointing, but just truth. Like, you as a woman can teach at Crenshaw High School and then date a dude on his way to jail and use his risk at the GS, or when I say use his risk, he buying bottles on weed money. And it's like risky. But you got a regular job, or you go to UCLA. There's no social judgment if you tell your homegirls that the same way. At least this is just opinion. This isn't fact, data. If I tell Zoe I'm dating Maxine Waters. He gonna be like, "What you doing with that old lady?" Like
say,
she
"You
too
wrong,
old.
you
You
wrong."
You're wrong.
Close to her SSI age. That's what I'm doing.
But I'm saying that Kamala Harris was dating Willie Brown supposedly, and nobody said nothing.
She's not right.
Nobody said nothing. It's just like what we've created is
Because
such
that was
lax.
her come up.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. We've created such lax standards for women in this society, particularly when it comes to African American women. We don't look at who's playing into why these men are doing these things. Have we made? See, we had this discussion maybe about like 3 months ago or 2.5, where I talked about my great aunt. My great aunt in Deep South Mississippi in 1965, she couldn't date the hooch man, not come home afterwards. Whereas now it's become so lax that you could be at UCLA dating a weed dude. Everybody gonna act like they don't know. Your parents in Ladera, everybody don't know. But look at him. I'm not. Come on. He always gone late.
About that, Tone.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I understand the girl that's at UCLA and her boyfriend or the whatever, she's dating the weed guy and he's using her apartment and all that. But what happens when he gets caught and she's also charged with conspiracy to distribute?
She get off by snitching. That's
but
what
not
happens.
all the time. There's documented
no
cases where women have gotten 20
Made her
years and they never
snitch.
touched the weed bag.
But they really don't have. I'm saying to you, that's what I mean. Like, even if you get time. Look, I did a piece on Jodi Arias. This is a great little set, and I talked about how Jodi Arias she done stabbed him, shot him, killed him.
Yeah, that crazy.
No, she didn't just kill him. She like did him in a way where I've never seen more heinous. And you still had this question by Jeffrey Toobin on CNN. Women that look like Jodi Arias don't get the death penalty.
I remember you talked about that.
Wow.
And so I'm bringing to the table this reality that what we have in our race is a hyper exaggerated version of that. So incarceration, I believe generally, I can't prove this, that if women in their circles made it so like you bring up some drug or some crime stuff that you got to get out of our circle, our crime rate would drop. We value that thing because of rap, because of the money that come from it, because of how easy it is. I talked about this in the other show. We give that money away easier. He don't, like when you dating a dude that work at Bank of America, he ain't finna just give you $1,000.
Now, peep this.
Come on.
Now, peep this. Putting all this shit in context. When you hear black women, not all black women, let me preface it. Some but not all. Some but not all. There are many black women out there that support and understand what the fuck black men are going through. Right. They may not have the stats, but they do understand. Damn.
Yes.
Black men going through some shit, right?
Right.
Yes.
Is it a sign of disrespect from black women to black men when they say shit like what Chili said from TLC?
What'd she say?
Chili says black women need to be open to date outside their race. Now, ask yourself a question.
What
does that have to do with it, Zo? Wait a minute.
Come on.
If you're dating outside your race, typically you're not doing it because you're not attracted to black men.
Right.
You're doing it because of the social standing of black men.
Let's add another one. You're not, and the lie is that you're doing it because of the numbers.
Yes.
You're not
scarcity.
We're not at a point where there's raw enough scarcity, like say, like I think it's China with the baby, like they didn't make enough males or something, make enough females. I'm sorry, and so like. You know, the Chinese are actually marrying African women because there's a shortage of women. We don't have that.
Well, also because of the standing. I mean.
Right.
But I'm just saying that there's not a shortage physically of black men to that extent. It's a shortage of men who are considered quality.
Yes.
So now we come to a reality of what makes a white man quality. Well, it's his intergenerational wealth.
It's his intergenerational
and his white
wealth.
privilege.
And his white privilege. Is Chili saying white men or Asian men are more intellectual, more cultured, more respectable,
Serena
more
Williams.
Honorable? Is that what she's saying?
No.
I don't think that's what she's saying.
So if she's not saying that, and she's saying sisters should be more open and date outside their race, is she low-key saying sisters should be open to escaping the struggle that comes with black men.
No, I don't believe she's saying that either. I just know as a woman, dating is not, dating a black man, like you guys, it's hard. Like Tone said, they in jail. You got a lot of brothers in jail.
There are a lot of brothers not in jail, too.
There's a lot of brothers not in jail, but there's a lot of brothers married. There's a lot of brothers gay. There's a lot of, it's just it's what you're attracted to.
But that sounds like a narrative that was written in an office at the CIA.
It does. It really does.
The real, I'm saying,
but it's the
what
truth.
I'm saying is the real numbers. Here's the real numbers.
Can we really talk about quality?
I'm gonna come to you.
What's quality though?
Hold on, Dana.
Dana, with each other and respectful enough.
Dana, I'm gonna come to you because I want you to talk about that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my turn.
No. I'm gonna come to you because I really want you to talk about that. But let me come back.
Okay.
Ask yourself a question. When you get around the majority of black fathers, how do these niggas behave? The majority of them. Are they good or bad?
Are there children around?
Yes, the children are around. I'm talking about black daddies.
Majority.
The
majority are going to behave with their children around, but they still going to be doing what they do.
See, I'm a black father.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, you out of pocket.
Yeah.
The niggas I know
mine
be
too.
daddies.
Yeah. They gonna be fathers, but they still gonna be niggas too.
So, can you explain to these people what your week look like checking your kids in the school?
But see,
what?
Let me explain. This is why it's disrespect.
Okay.
Because off tops, in the woman's mind, she's thinking that's what you're supposed to do, i.e. Chris Rock.
Be a father.
But the reality of it is this. When you got a man that's a mentor,
okay.
When you got a man that's there enrolling the kids in school, when you got a man that's at practice, when you got a man that shows up whenever there's an issue with those children and he's walking them kids through that, that's not something you take for granted.
But how many brothers are doing that, Zoe? You don't have.
There's a lot of brothers
doing it, and it's a lot of brothers that ain't.
No.
These women,
I would argue that there are more brothers doing it than not.
Yeah.
As a woman,
in the narrative.
Go ahead. Dana.
It's showing us. The narrative is that there's not brothers doing it because we're inundated with the information that they're not doing it, but it's brothers out there really doing it. And if we have to search or look around or be around or put ourselves in that space, then that's what we have to do, because the narrative is telling us it's not happening, but you know a brother or you're sitting next to a brother that does.
Right.
Dana, this is let me point something out about the narrative too. It's a lot of women that let TV raise their children.
Whoa.
That's true too.
But I'm saying this, and I'm not saying this to be argumentative. I'm saying the narrative is that black mothers are great mothers, and I'm saying that what ends up happening as a result, I don't think we really have accepted the consequence of the data I said earlier on incarceration. We're talking about social collapse, but nobody really has digested that. So what ends up happening is this world where you got to prove that you a bad mama. I got to prove I'm a good father.
Right. I feel you.
Think about the anonymity of being able to, hide the fact that you really ain't really invested in your kids. But versus the other side where you got to prove that you really are invested in your kid. And I say this to you because I went to that child court downtown. I'm an attorney. Ain't never seen nothing like it. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, Phil.
It's horrible. No,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Peaches.
I know about it.
Peaches.
I have.
Here's a form.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know the one with the teddy bears all around.
I'm just saying the way the vastness between the cost of this incarceration and this lack of employment. 1 in 5 black men didn't even work in 2016, and this isn't just because they just can't work. It's just, nonetheless, the cost of it is that largely when we come to this idea of respect, do black men have the tools to demand it, to deserve it, according to deserve it.
Everybody deserves respect.
Hold on. If he come home and he ain't got no socks on, if he come home and he ain't got no shoes on in your house, or if he make a smudge on your table,
you know what?
Come on.
I'm gonna clean it up and talk shit while I'm doing
you
it.
lying.
So let's do this. Let's do this.
He's not gonna get disrespected.
Let's do this. Let's let Dana get the last word before we get her off the line. Go ahead, Dana.
Okay, to what Tone is saying, I understand and have accepted in a lot of ways what he's saying, but individually for ourselves, until it is collectively by those that want to, we have to change that narrative. If he comes in my house and doesn't have socks, I'm going to give him socks.
Exactly.
Or say, what's with the socks? You forgot. Or, the circle right here. And if you make a smudge or whatever, I'm going to clean it, because what it is if we do not begin to do these things and think collectively and be respectful to one another, we're out of here. It's over.
Right.
We think there might be a door open, there might be a crack, and we can open that door and pull, everybody else through it, or everybody that wants to be a part of it. We think we can do those things, but if we don't stop what we're doing right now and changing our narrative and be more respectful to ourselves and with each other, there is no chance.
There we go.
And that's with government, with politics, and nothing else. None of it is going to work.
Right.
Dana
we
Dane.
stop and say, this is enough.
Dana Dane with fame. We appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Let me
I didn't get to say what I wanted to say about respect.
Okay, well, say it then, baby. I got you.
Okay. No, you were when I called and I was holding, you were asking about respect and what is respect, and I think it is having what Tone was saying earlier about reverence and also healthy boundaries with one another.
Right.
I can fuck with
It's
that.
all about that love.
I can smoke a bag of that. I appreciate it,
All
though.
right.
Call
Thank you,
anytime,
Dana.
Dana. Love.
Love you, Dana.
Now let me shut fucking Peaches down. An article written by Charles M. Blow, June 8th, 2015. Black dads are doing best of all. One of the most persistent statistical bludgeons of people who want to blame black people for any injustice or iniquity they encounter is this. According to data from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, in 2013, in nearly 72% of births to non-Hispanic black women, the mothers were unmarried. It has always seemed to me that embedded in the whole movement of black people and marriage, that this rhetoric was a more insidious suggestion. There is something fundamental and intrinsic about black men that is flawed, is what they're trying to push. And a lot of sisters pick up this shit right here. Black men are flawed.
But you act like I believe that, though.
Well, hold on. You just said it's about the same. Good daddies and a lot of bad daddies.
That's a huge statement.
That's a huge statement.
You could be sitting next to a good father, and the one on the other side is a bad father.
That's 50-50.
No, that's 50-50.
I'm
That's
a
a
black
high-ass
single
rate.
mama. I'm a black single mama.
Yeah, but you can't use
that raised-
yourself.
But you got to listen now.
Okay.
You got to listen now. This article is saying, despite all the numbers that Tone talks about, incarceration and all of that, black fathers come out on top. Fathers' involvement. This is some statistics from the CDC, my nigga.
I feel you, father.
Fathers' involvement. Involvement of fathers with activities of their children under 5. Hispanic, 63.9%. White, 73.9%. Black, 78.2%.
That's awesome.
Hold on. Because you saying it's 50-50.
I can
The
only go by
numbers,
experience.
but see, your experience is limited. So you should make your experience a blanket license. When the numbers reported back from the CDC is saying damn near 80% of black daddies is involved.
Maybe now.
No, You just want to be right. You got to let that stubborn shit go, Scorpio. You got to let that shit go. Your ass is wrong. Just because you experience some bullshit doesn't mean that is
That's
the
true.
default experience for everyone. Now, bathed, diapered, or dressed children daily. 45% of Hispanics. This is talking about dads. Now, understand the Hispanic culture is a little different.
Yeah.
It's more machismo. Woman, that's a woman's job.
Yeah.
Get your ass in there and do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that that's on dads, on the Hispanic dad. I'm going to say that's part of their culture. Women tend to the food and the babies in the house and whatever. Okay, I get it. It might be more traditional. Dressed, bathed, diapered, cleansed children daily. 60% of white men. Black men, 70%.
That's because they ass is at home because they ain't have a job.
You see, right now you see
This is racist.
I'm just
see what
going
I'm
by
saying?
This is
I'm
racist.
going by tone statistics.
See what
Them
I'm saying?
niggas is
So
at
you see
home.
where the disrespect is coming.
This is racist. So I'm leaving.
Her and Chili
No,
need to get together.
Stay your ass here.
Her and Chili need to get together. You see
No,
this?
fuck that, because I like brothers. Me and Chili do not need to
Nah,
get
you
together.
niggas need to be together because
But my child rearing days.
let me give you more stats. Played with their children daily. 74.1% of Hispanics. 82.7% of whites. And 82.2% of blacks.
Let me say one thing that's interesting about being American DOS, which is American Descendants of Slavery. I think a lot of us grew up, and I'm very harsh on the Cosby Show for its respectability politics. But on the other side, I think a lot of us grew up on the Cosby Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the involved. I don't think we get enough respect, reverence, or even acknowledgement for the level of American fathering compared to other cultures.
Right.
Just in general. Just in general. It's
I
like some of
agree.
the other cultures, it's like they don't really, like, it's not built in to really deal with the kids like that for the father.
But this is what I'm saying.
So hold on. So you try to marry somebody from the West African cultures or something like that, and then you mad because you didn't understand that they on some different stuff.
But that's the same point I made about the Hispanic father. They from a different culture.
Exactly.
They got different social game rules.
Yeah, including physical abuse. The top groups for physical abuse that isn't bidirectional is the Indians and the Hispanics.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying all of them do this, but like we have bidirectional abuse, which means women and men fighting, they have
Each
actually
other.
come home
Right.
and just abuse on you.
Right.
And you take it. And I'm not saying that they all do that, nor am I saying that all of them are bad fathers in any way. But the idea of fathering is very different culturally. So
Right.
you're saying this man is better. Hold on. I'm going to marry outside my race. And then you get there and you realize that with that money and you being able to stay home, I'm not really picking the kids up.
No.
I'm not changing no diapers.
So
Yeah.
So let me do this because there's a couple more stats here. But at the end of the day, when you add all of the stats together, black men are better fathers, race-wise.
Oh, yes.
Then you just said no.
I'm talking about my experience in black men.
You got to push that shit to the back. We talking about everybody collectively.
I just know that Chili is tripping because you don't put any other man above a black man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Y'all are awesome.
All right, here we go. You want to backtrack now, nigga?
I ain't say nothing about it. I ain't backtracking.
She do be scattered.
I ain't
You want
backtracking.
some meatloaf and peanuts?
I ain't backtracking. Now, see, that's what I ain't gonna fuck with. Is
You
no-
want Tang and strawberry ice cream?
Culturally,
Come on,
I
man.
like American brothers. I can't deal
There
with
we go.
nobody from other
That means
cultures.
she done dated around.
I
you know.
dated a Nigerian
See?
once. I didn't
See?
like it.
See?
Here we go. Let me get these stats off. Read to children daily. 21.9% of Hispanics, 30.2% of white fathers, and 34.9% of black fathers. Now, fathers not living with children.
Okay.
Hispanics, 8.6%. They couldn't even come with data on the white folk. And black children, 12.6% of black fathers not living. So even though those children are born out of wedlock, that daddy's somewhere around.
Let me shout somebody out from the chat. So Corey Smalls. I'm in the home with 3 girls, 13, 5, and 2. He got a baseball team.
Right.
Congratulations.
He got a small army of hair braiders.
I'm proud of the fathers that are being fathers, but I mean, I grew up where my daddy was coming, my friend's daddy never came. And I grew up where every other house there was a father present. There wasn't a father present, but that was the stats then.
That's 71, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
We
you
in
do the stats
2018.
exactly. So I can only relate to what I grew up seeing.
But I'm saying that's like asking about the mile per gallon of a Pinto today. It ain't really relevant. Like one of the things that I think we really like don't understand. No, Peaches. I'm just saying we don't really the amount of shift that has happened in America versus other places in terms of like income. I showed Joe a chart before that talks about like it's been relatively stable in Western Europe. The amount of wealth that the income the bottom 90 has versus the top 0.1. But in our lifetime, if you think back, wasn't no billionaires in 1979. Now you got Jeff Bezos worth $150 billion. There's extreme chaos when it comes to like income and the amount of income that bottom 90% families take in. That's affected everything.
Right.
And you talk about culture. You know, I think there's been a massive movement because of the women's rights movement for fathers to be more present. You know, you talking about before the women's rights movement.
I agree.
Actually, you
Well,
talking
that
about
was
before
after,
color TV,
but
right?
Forget you, Tom.
All right, I'm just fucking with you.
But again, I'm coming to a point. Do black men disrespect black women? There is a group of black men who does. Yes. But does that mean all black men disrespect black women? No. Okay? No. But yet, here's the thing. The way society is being scripted, social game rules are like a script. The black man is marginalized. The black man is not respected. The black man is asked to produce and manifest on the same level as his white, Caucasian, male, oppressive counterpart. Yes or no?
That's true.
And he's asked to do that by his woman.
And which is wrong. I agree.
So when we see Chili say sisters should be more open to dating outside their race, the real question is, are you opting out of your race's struggle by saying that?
No, what she's opting out of is loneliness. Maybe she's not attracting the right people to herself and doesn't know how to.
But ain't that her problem?
That is her problem. And
why
she shouldn't
does she
disrespect.
have to turn it into a fucking campaign to say, hey, ladies, let's all leave?
Because that's her own insecurity about loneliness and dating black men.
I need to hear from black women right now who understand what I'm saying. Do black women in general truly respect black men? I need some sisters to call me right now. And I don't want to hear no motherfucking kumbaya shit. I want the goddamn truth. Do sisters really respect brothers? And I mean really respect them, honor them, cherish them, hold them in high regard, hold them in high esteem. Take the wallet out of it.
That's every other broad, too.
The number to dial, 323-230-4610. I need to hear from them. Tone, in general. Are brothers respected by sisters in general? Bottom line.
I think right now what we have is a vacuous culture.
Thank you.
And as a result, people don't have no like morality, or they're not even tied to like the old stuff black people used to be tied to, because now it's about money, and when it becomes about money, the people with all the money got all the control.
So you saying no, we don't?
I'm saying both ways. I'm saying, but it don't matter as much for y'all. Y'all not measured by money.
Listen, motherfuckers don't even respect an opportunity when they get it.
True.
And I'm living proof. Guy Black told me, King, don't let nobody on your microphone. Your microphone is your platform. Don't just let anybody on your microphone. I done gave a gang of motherfuckers opportunities.
True that.
And motherfuckers ain't respected those opportunities that I presented to them.
True that.
I give the example all the motherfucking time. Guess what? You get on a fucking varsity basketball team. I'm from the era where that shit meant something.
Right.
You felt like you was in a small little Masonic fraternity because you got your jersey.
Varsity.
King, you know what I'm talking. You get that jersey, that varsity jersey.
With that V on it.
You understand? You wear that shit at lunchtime. See what happened. It's going down. You know what I'm talking about, Phil. That varsity jersey means I done gave a gang of people opportunities, but they mistreated it. They disrespected it. They felt entitled to it. They thought because they was cute that they was talented.
I wish that would have got
But let's be real. Let's be real.
Wait a minute. They thought because they thought they were cute.
That's what I was gonna say. How much does how much? Look, Zo. You know how some people born 7'3", and some people about 5'3", they got to do 1,000 laps.
Yes.
Do we give the varsity jersey to women too easy?
Here you go.
I'm just this is a question. Because, you know, what I experience at certain people's house.
Okay.
Is if you're a woman, it's easier to get access in America. You go to different places and you can come in because you're beautiful. But if you're a male, you better be doing something. Phil, you better learn how to do all this board. You better, every key on that mug.
Now that is true.
And I think that when we come to it, do you respect the jersey if people give it to you too easy?
No, you don't.
And let me just say, man, people in the chat room is like calling out a name. Nigga, it ain't just one person. Nigga, I've been at Dash Radio since this shit started 4.5 years ago. It's been a gang of motherfuckers that I opened this microphone up to. Mm-hmm. I'm not speaking about one specific person. I have multiple examples.
Okay, look.
So now let me ask you a question, though, to tie in my question. Do you find a commonality with how many times it's happened with women versus it's happened with men?
I'm going to tell you what happens with brothers that I put on.
Okay.
Let me sit down with you, Zoe. Figure out what the fuck it is that you doing to get this shit popping, my nigga. Okay, cool, homie. This is what I'm doing. This is how I get the shit cracking. Now, I gave you the blueprint. Go handle that shit on your own.
Right.
Tone Talks comes in and goes, oh, nigga, you use a Mevo? Well, what does that do? Mm-hmm. Well, Tone Talks finds out what it does. He go get his fucking Mevo. His show is off to the goddamn races. Right. Marcus King come in here. Hey, nigga, what the fuck kind of camera? This is what I'm doing. How does that shit work? King brought in his Mevo today. The niggas that I teach respect the fact that I got a system going. Mm-hmm. And they say, well, let me learn the system. They learn the system, then they implement it for themselves in the way men do. You want to teach a motherfucker how to eat? You can get a nigga a fish sandwich, or you can tell the nigga to go get a fishing pole.
How much is the Mevo?
Now.
Zo, how much is the Mevo?
The Mevo 800.
Damn. Now tell me what the women do. Look.
They not getting no Mevos.
What they doing?
They asking for shows.
And what else?
I don't know what else. I don't know what you're getting at.
I'm just saying. I just want to see the difference between
what I'm saying is they'll ask for a show.
Okay.
And what I'll do is say, look, you got as many times to try to do it as you want. Mm-hmm. But you got to do it right.
Right.
You got to be effective. Mm-hmm. You cannot just be cute. You got to have a skill set. Me and King talk about all the time. King is putting together Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy.
Yeah.
He got his own channel. King is putting that channel together. We sit down and evaluate talent all day long.
But pause for a second, too. Pause for a second.
Yeah.
For King to get that opportunity, he had to do the foxhole and all.
He created the foxhole.
He had to. But I'm saying, look at the bar. Look at the bar we set for the men.
Right.
I already had like 25,000 people on my subscription.
Right.
But like for women,
no, I'm just gonna come over here and try to build my shit through you.
But how is that possible?
And then act like you did something wrong to me because you didn't give me something.
Come on.
I gave you the microphone.
And this isn't a particular person. I want to say that again because I've dealt with Zoe on a number of people, and he's come to me and talked to me, asked for advice. I give him the advice from my standpoint. My advice oftentimes is a little harsh. I'll admit, harsh.
Oh, no, not you,
harsh.
Tone. Not
But
you.
Zoe is a caring person. He want to write letters.
You know what?
I'm like, Zoe.
Okay.
Zoe. I'm just saying.
What I'm trying to explain is respect is not transactional.
Right.
If you have self-respect, it's easy for you to consider others.
Right.
If you have high self-esteem, high self-worth, high self-respect, it's easy for you to see quality in other human beings and thus reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy.
But do we?
But if you lack that.
But this is the problem, Zoe. If we're using Chili, who is a singer, as the standard.
Right.
What are we doing? She sings for a living.
And a heartbroken singer at that.
No, forget whether her heart is mended or broke.
I'm just
she
saying.
ain't at the DMV. I want to hear about from the lady at the DMV. I don't want to hear from somebody who's been in Tokyo and with Usher.
Exactly.
And you a regular black woman waiting for Chili to tell you how to date.
No, and then on top of that, you're part of the most successful female group in the history, and your ass didn't learn the publishing game.
Right.
You should have been writing your own records.
No.
But because you made a bad choice, you didn't use your talent. Even if you didn't have talent, you should have took a writing class while you was getting paid for them concerts. You should have wrote something.
But Zoe,
and now you gonna blame all the black men?
Zoe,
it's time to opt out of niggas.
Zoe, but come back to it about options. See, the difference between us and women at times is that I think we set the market based on what the market going to cost. Women set the market based on just me. I'm coming in, I'm going to grab what I want, and I'm going to leave. Let me see what I mean.
Okay, yeah, please explain this.
Chili is part of this group, this mega group.
Mm-hmm.
That means she sits outside of black womanness in a normal way.
That
means her options are extensively larger.
Right.
No black man looks at what Kobe can do and says, damn.
I'll be right there tomorrow,
Kobe
nigga.
done set new standards for the way that, like when you sit with like a big star that's black. I don't care if it's Fox, Dre, anybody. You sit with them. It's a transcendence in terms of like the normalcy of black maleness, in a sense where you don't use them to judge what your options are. You just kind of like just figure out that they're in a unique bubble. The problem we see right now is we're taking this unique bubble and we're saying as black women that we have, black women are saying generally, let me say, now we're saying that this gives me all kind of options. Peaches, do you get the same options as Chili?
No.
All right. So what we talking about Chili for? Let's talk about Peaches. When the last time a white man asked you out?
So wait.
Don't put me on the spot.
Hold on one second. Again. There's a sister in the chat room that said she didn't opt out. She opened up.
She got tired of being alone.
But wait, hold tight. Go back to Tone's point.
Okay.
Seeing that you want to just interject without waiting, but cool.
Okay.
That's what you do on the fuck up side of the game. It's cool. But going back to Tone's point, if she has a different level of options than the average woman and she's still lonely, couldn't that mean she's the common denominator for her loneliness?
Totally.
That's that part. The next part is you want to opt out on black men. Why not call fucked up black women to the floor? Because it was a black woman named not Peaches. What's the girl's name? Pebbles.
Who
robbed y'all?
Oh,
Pebbles robbed y'all.
Right.
It was Pebbles that took your bread, that made sure you didn't write a record. Get your ass on stage and back up Chili or back up T-Boz, nigga.
Zoe, let me ask. Can I ask? It's not my show, but can I ask Peaches a question?
Sure.
I'm gonna take you to Boomerang. The movie.
Okay. Hey.
How many people want to be with David Allen Greer? He's there. He's consistent.
Nobody wants to be with that dude.
Well, That's what white people
I
choose.
take that back. There is some goofy chick that
Not
wanted
goofy.
that dude.
Hold on, goofy. What? That's a normal person. So
but
everybody
his
gotta be.
character.
Everybody wants to be with Eddie Murphy.
No.
The guy with the fireplace that come on, the guy that's smooth,
Nah.
the guy that everybody wants to be with the smoothest dude.
I would have took the Martin character personally.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying that's just my personality. I wouldn't have liked the Eddie character or the David Allen Greer character.
I respect that.
Because one is too goofy and one think he's slick. So I wouldn't have liked neither one of them.
Peaches said she wouldn't throw the thing on Eddie Murphy if he came in with a rose for
that
her.
nigga had the slick hair too. Hell
He'd
no.
have smoothed you down.
His
Smooth.
outfit would have killed it.
He'd
for
have came
me.
in there with that baby oil on his body.
So
The
let me-
Jermaine Jackson hair. No.
Let me say this. Our relationships suffer because we model hustling, ambition, and acquisition.
Right.
Material acquisition.
Toxic ambition.
We do not model the principles of mutual respect. Mutual respect is a concept built around consideration.
Mm-hmm.
We value outcomes based off of social status. We do not value the quality of a person. No, we value the quantity of their production. That's how I know he's a good motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Look at what he produces.
Mm-hmm. It ain't what he produced. It's what he looked like he produced. Because it could be his daddy that gave him the house.
Right.
We living in it, though.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Mutual respect requires emotional intelligence.
True that.
Requires it requires a PhD in self-knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a renunciation of trying to change your partner into the vision you have of them. Do you get what I'm saying? It requires the embracing of conflict as a norm in your relationship. If we want to start talking about some real relationship shit, mutual respect. It's not all about the outcome. Oh, well, this is how I know that's a good daddy. This motherfucker did this and he did that. Or this is how I know a real good woman. She did this. Can you imagine when two self-realized people come together? What they can experience, what they can exchange, how they can build together.
Ooh.
But if you judging a man or a woman based on the standards that were authored by a society that don't give a fuck about neither one of you, how can you find respect for each other? How can you find regard for each other? You know how many motherfucking low down, dirty, no good, black-hearted, rich motherfuckers get pussy from good women?
Oh.
Okay. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling? Oh, the caller's gone. Okay, so let's do this.
They're back.
Let's do this. Let's just do this real quick. I need your spirit to be, I need your spirit to be uplifted. You're listening to Dash Talk. You in the dig. ZoWilliams over here is the curator of Dash Talk. You're listening to the voice of reason. And here's why.
Dash Talk X.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Dash Talk X.
Y'all don't know I'm over here doing it against the grain. Be water. We don't flow because we're all just addicted to the outcome. That was the great Bruce Lee. Be water. Be flexible.
Fluid.
I said, coming out of the book, Intimate Relationships, written by Benjamin Carney, professor of relationships, scientist of relationship, out of UCLA. He said it himself. The highest form of relationship functionality is predicated on flexible beliefs. The more flexible beliefs, the more successful and healthy the relationship is.
Right.
When we're outcome based, we feel like if I don't get what I want, this relationship is a failure. We choose the expectation over the partner.
Yep.
Somebody said, I'd rather be air. Well, let me hip you to air and water. They move the same way. Thus the word feng shui. The Chinese art feng shui of organizing your space so the energy can flow. Air and water both have the same currents.
Fluid.
So you could choose air if you want to. It's still the same principle. Gosh. Caller, the number to dial is 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the air. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Keith. I'm listening to the show, man. So I just want to give you a shout out, Peaches and Tone Talks.
Hey.
Very good information, man. The mutual respect. We don't have respect for each other. I'm going to just say it for what it is.
Thank you, brother.
Right.
Thank you.
And, you know, that needs to change, but that's been ongoing with us. So this is nothing new for us. But if we want to get to a certain place, we got to start respecting each other on the street, at work, in every aspect of life. You follow what I'm saying? I try to do that. You know, and it's interesting, man. You know, a couple of times what's happened to me is I've seen people walk on the street, brothers and sisters. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" and they don't say shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that it's stuff like that. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. I just chalk it up. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's just simple respect that we don't have, and
right.
that's what I want to say, man. But you know, so definitely keep doing what you're doing. Everybody in there, I enjoy the show. I've been listening to you for a long time. Just keep it up, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, then. Peace.
And I'm going to say it again. I don't got no beef with nobody who's been on my show. I got love for everybody. Everybody, the door is always open.
Right.
Holla at your boy.
Right.
The door's always open. But Tone pointed out something. In American culture, men got to work for some shit.
That's true.
Men got to have the credential in order to be able to do it. I couldn't get this motherfucking Dash Radio situation if it wasn't for another man saying, the coldest nigga that came out of the foxhole is ZoWilliams. His show was #1 over there.
That's
and
awesome.
I know radio. This dude is a radio guy who wrote all of Big Boy's phone taps. Who wrote for In Living Color. Who wrote for Bill Maher. Said that motherfucker right there got it. If it wasn't for the cosign, I couldn't come in here.
And
so my credentials preceded. You know how many motherfuckers who ain't never did radio that I gave a shot to?
I can't count them.
You ain't never did it. I'm just giving you a shot because you asked for one. And then on top of that, ain't no pussy on deck. No, understand that. In Hollywood, a lot of niggas will say, I'm going to give you that shot if you put that ass on deck.
Oh, I know.
I ain't never fuck with nobody from this show.
No.
It's like pulling teeth out of a shark's mouth, my nigga, to get me to hang out with niggas after this show. Am I lying?
No, he's not lying.
Nigga,
me and Zoe be at the GS.
No, we don't, my
I had him at the strip club.
Somebody done gave Zoe too much Hennessy today.
For instance, the youngster in the background, she only 24. The homie was like, she met a nigga who know me, and told her to reach out to me. She reaches out to me and said, look, man, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know her.
Right.
But I hear what she got to say. And next thing you know, she's a motherfucking intern. Up here grinding for free.
And doing a great
job. And nobody is saying, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that.
You got to suck this dick.
Do you understand? Listen, my job in general when it comes to people is to facilitate opportunities, resources. That's my job. If I know somebody that can help you do some shit, I remember Tariq Nasheed called me once and was like, hey, Zo, man, I'm working on this album. One of my peoples told me one of your peoples played as a trumpet. I was like, yeah, that's the homeboy Joseph. Hooked him up with Joseph.
Awesome.
Joseph goes and plays the trumpet. Cool. It's a cool little connect. Everybody come in here. Hey, what the fuck is Zo doing? How is Zo doing his show? Do I say you can't look at what I'm doing?
No.
Do I say, nigga, who is you? Nigga, you can't just come in here and know what the fuck is happening. Fuck that. Again, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be respected.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Black men in general need to be respected.
I agree.
You couldn't even agree to the fact that black men are doing better as fathers than any other group.
You stuffed it down my throat. Now I gotta accept it.
No, you don't. You gotta go do the goddamn research. That's what you gotta do.
All I gotta do is look around and look at beautiful black men with their children. That's all I gotta do, and see it for myself. I'll start paying more attention, because I am not gonna lie, my mind was one-sided as far as being a single mother. Of course, my conditioning was to be one-sided, and I'm not gonna deny that. But I will say this: Chili is tripping when it comes to respecting the black men, because I put them first.
Do you see a gang of websites of black men saying, fuck these hoes?
No, but we hear it in music.
No. When I say fuck these hoes, we don't date y'all no more. We're not marrying y'all no more. We're not fucking with y'all no more.
Well, the myth is that black men have this option. So, like, men are measured by wealth, women are measured by beauty. And in America, we don't have, like, in India, you know, beauty really ain't worth all that. We got 1 billion people, and bread is light.
Everybody beautiful.
First of all.
So women are measured by beauty. So what ends up happening is black men don't have the tools, really. Like, everybody has this mythology that black men date these white women in mass and all of this. Like, we a fetish too. We don't have the tools, like, in terms of inheritance, in terms of stability, especially in this era, especially in the Uber era. So, like, what happens on the other side for black women is they still do have, like, some of the tools, like when we talk about beauty. So, like, Zoe, you start to ask the question, do we even have the option to set up a website? Or have we created a mythology that these black men are marrying outside of the race because they don't want to marry black women? Or are they... Because I really believe when you look at the data, many black men are just choosing not to marry. It's not marry other women.
That's what makes Ib Moore. That's what makes MGTOW. That's what makes all of that meaningful. That's what makes that a meaningful... And really, let's sit down and really dissect this shit. Because at the end of the day, men are required to fall on their sword with no thanks.
That's
Peaches.
true. That's true. We should say thank you more often. And I get mad when I see women not saying thank you when a brother holding the door for them. I've watched women go in the door and not say thank you, not look back, not grunt. And it pisses me off.
What about, I'm really not going to fuck with you, but I really appreciate the hard-earned money that your broke-ass group doesn't have in mass. I really appreciate the money you spent on this dinner.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm the kind of person that says thank you when I go out to eat with somebody. I even thank you when you ask me to come to the show. I just was raised that way. You're supposed to say thank you. You're supposed to say no thank you, yes ma'am, no sir. It's just certain signs of respect you show each other in natural. But I wanted to say something about what Tone said. And he's right. Beauty doesn't mean shit because it's a lot of beautiful motherfuckers in this world with bad spirits that make them ugly. So, I mean, to me, Chili might be one of them people that's beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside.
Callers, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. I need you to speak on it.
Yeah, so this is Jermaine.
What's happening, man?
I'm calling from... Hello?
Yeah, what's happening, man?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm calling from Bellflower. I'm going to say this, bro. I feel like this. First of all, the women have to respect the women. The men have to respect the men.
Word.
And then we can respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because how I'm doing things out here, when I run into other black men, I try to give them the, how you doing, king? You know what I mean? And give them the respect. But I notice it's received once I dish it out like that. But it's not necessarily just given automatically to me. I have to put that energy out. And with the women put that energy out with each other instead of just looking at each other like, okay, look at this bride right here coming in, or disrespecting them when they see them. If they can have the respect for each other, I feel like they'll be good. If we have the respect for each other, we can be good. And if we can get that corrected, then from there we can unify as men and say, well, you know what? If we have celebrities, I don't mean to take long, but if we have celebrities that's top-notch celebrities who speak up and let women know, like, okay, look, we got this money and all that, but life ain't about that. Life is about us backing each other as black men and black women and respecting each other for who we are, and forget this fame and forget this money. See, but they more floss nowadays, like, you's a broke nigga. We got the bread. We'll fuck your woman. You know what I'm saying? So if they cut that out, because mind you, the influence of a celebrity is big nowadays. So whatever they say, I mean, I'm going to keep it real, Zoe. You say, you know you deep, bro. But when you get a celebrity that says something that's not even as deep as what you say, I mean, you'll get people looking at them like, oh, man, he said something real. He said something deep. And he could have said something that wasn't nearly as deep as what you said or what you've been on. But the fact that he's a celebrity, if he say something that's out of his script that they want him to stay in, if he just say something small like, hey, black women, the black women are queens, then people look like, hey, man, he on something real. Hey, that was deep what he said. If Kevin Hart said something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag bring our girls back. When you get celebrities saying that, people pay attention. Oh, hashtag bring our girls back. But this can be something that you've been speaking on forever. But when you get someone that's on that top-notch status, if they can just put our women in a real perspective get them on a real respectable level, then we can be good. Because I mean, people listen to, come on, Steve Harvey, bro, and not to be pointing fingers up on your show, but I mean, women will follow Steve Harvey, but it's like, bro, come on. I'm not knocking him, but I'm saying you can follow someone like this because of his status and listen to them because of the status. But if you give them something intellectual, like, now listen to what Malcolm said about women turn the TV off. Malcolm had a talk that he gave to the black women. This is Malcolm X, and he said, black women, turn the TV off. He said, this is your level. But when your man trying to teach you about Yaakov, you don't find it interesting, but stop and turn the TV off and see what he's learning, and y'all can have a conversation about that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to, he said, you don't want to get on that level. He said, not to be disrespectful, but I'm going to keep it real. He said, the TV is your level. So if the woman can just, Peaches, love you to death, but pay attention to them two men next to you. Those two men right there, those dudes, they do research. They come from a perspective of research and intellect. If you listen to the way they speak, I'm not saying don't speak, my sister, but I'm saying if you pay attention to how they speak, Queen, listen to them and let them lead the way. And let's not speak from just a sensitive place or just from your experience. Come on, let's have respect for the men and realize that they coming from a level of research and doing the work and knowledge, and not just speaking from a foolish place. You understand? So I'm saying the difference just in that room, and that's no disrespect to you, Peaches.
Oh, I feel you.
I'm saying, but I'm saying I see the difference in the energy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
That if I'm not saying don't speak, but I'm saying calm it down.
Nah.
To the research that
Calm
they're
it
talking
down,
about
Peaches.
and that they've done, because you're actually a reflection of what the women are doing to us out here in this world.
Whoa.
They won't quiet and listen that the men have done and where they're speaking from, instead of just speaking from out the side of their necks. They're not speaking off emotions, or they're not speaking, because I experienced that. No, they're saying, look, this is the data, and if you pay attention and if you've done the research, I'm bringing this to you, my sister, I'm bringing it from facts, not from my emotions. So in that room is almost like a representation of what it's like in this world. And I'm keeping it real with you. No disrespect to my sisters, but this is what it's been looking like. But that's it, King. But I appreciate it, Zoe. And
Thank you, fam.
I appreciate it because you actually blessed my father with one of your books too, Zoe. He was sitting with you in Freeze Love. I think it was somewhere. I don't know if y'all was sitting at Freeze house and Eddie came through or something. But anyways,
man,
he blessed my father with a book. And I appreciate that, brother, and I got love for you, bro, and keep it up.
Thank you, fam.
That's it, really. That's all I got to say, brother. But love you guys. Tone Talk, y'all keep it up, brother.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey,
Get on, Peaches, now.
Hey, Tone.
Now I'm about to say something for you.
Hey, Tone.
We let that sit, Peaches.
What about that article? Was it 1 in 5 black men?
Yeah.
Say it real quick.
So CNN did an article. They showed that 1 in 5 black men didn't work at all in 2016. No income. And that's not just because they didn't go out and apply for jobs. I mean, you add in incarceration, biases, all these different things. It just wasn't work. And I think for a lot of black people, forget just the data. How many of y'all really look, I was in Philly 2 weeks ago with the Progressive Baptist Convention with Jesse Jackson. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be in Louisville. And I'm saying in Philly, I ain't never seen young black homeless men like I've seen there. 2 weeks from now, I'll be in Louisville. A lot of black people don't really get out and travel around the country enough. They world is they 10 friends. So you went to college, you met 8 good homegirls, and y'all base y'all world based on like y'all little gossip circle. And that's not good enough. Now, I'm saying that's a start. Everybody's going to base their perception on their own world. But you got to get out. You got to understand that now we have access to the census, the SIP, the Federal Reserve. You got to get out and know that maybe I don't get to travel enough to have an opinion about the whole group. I'm going to sit back and listen. But we don't want to do that. We want to just say, like, my man burnt me.
From my experience.
And disrespect and this. And part of respect, it starts with like a respect that black people largely are. It starts with a respect for the basic facts. Black people are a working poor group. I don't care what you and your daddy left you $183,000 house.
Right.
Black people are a working poor group across this country, concentrated in the South and the Midwest. If you're born on the West Coast, if you're born on the East Coast, your experience already is a bit of an aberration. I always say this, and I don't mean to dominate the little talk space, though, but there's like 5 or 6 qualities that give you a hyper-exaggerated black experience. 1 is being in the South. 2 is having a felony. 3 is being a larger man. 4 is being a darker man. 5 is being a man, period, just a man, not a woman. When you add all these things together, if you just like, Alton Sterling, you just waiting in Louisville. Have you been to Selma? I went to Selma. And you don't want, I'm not saying don't visit, but it ain't LA. Yeah. And I'm saying to you that It's a lot of black people born into a failure that you can't relate to being in L.A. today. Versus even like L.A. in 1982 or 83. Rampart and all that. And we got to start respecting that our experience is unique.
Right.
You know, even me, I had a rough overall story, but like, you know, you got to go to UCLA and it changed some things. It changed some dynamics. I can't relate to cleaning my car out for Uber. So I'm looking at the data of it and I don't understand how y'all going on dates. But you got to understand that you might not be able to relate to the stresses of that man and why he chose to drive Uber. I'm just saying.
Let me just say this. Wow, Worth the Man just dropped $100.
Thank you, Worth the Man.
Damn, on the chat side of the game. Damn, good looking, fam. My man Yogi Fish dropped $20.
Thank you, Yogi.
The homeboy Real dropped $10, and a bunch of other people dropped some money too. They dropped 5s and 10s. Thanks. I appreciate it. Please keep hitting that super chat. Listen, Dash Radio listeners, if you hear me mention super chat, if you hear me mention YouTube, it's because we're broadcasting live to my YouTube channel. If you want to see what's going on, just go to youtube.com/The Zo What Show. No spaces. That's TheZowhatshow. That's youtube.com/The Zo What Show. We're live right now. You can see Peaches. You can see my homeboy Tone Talks. We're in the building right now. This is Dash Talk X, the voice of reason, 5 to 7 p.m. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, let me do this real quick because I found something that I got to hit us in the head with because of this conversation is so fire right now.
Okay.
Dash Talk X.
Never believe fully in anybody else's BS. I don't care if it's Roger Nish, the Pope, L. Ron Hubbard, Al Gore, George Bush, or I don't care who it is. Don't swallow all their belief system totally. Don't accept all of their bullshit, all their BS. The second rule is like unto the first. Don't believe totally in your own BS. Which means that, as Bucky Fuller said, the universe consists of non-simultaneously apprehended events. Non-simultaneously. The universe consists of non-simultaneously apprehended events, which means any belief system or reality tunnel you've got right now is going to have to be revised and updated as you continue to apprehend new events later in time, not simultaneously. This is the natural functioning of the human brain. It's the way children's brains perform before they're wrecked by the school system. It's the way the minds of all great scientists and artists work. But once you have a belief system, everything that comes in either gets ignored if it doesn't fit the belief system, or it gets distorted enough so that it can fit into the belief system. You got to be continually revising your map of the world.
Dash Talk X.
Yo, man, I love it. You have to continuously revise your map of the world. The more you learn, the more your map is in need, your mental map, your ideological map is in need of recontextualization. Listen. Black women deserve love, honor, and respect. Just by virtue of being a part of the human being, the human race.
Right.
You deserve it.
So does the black man.
But let me be clear. Relationship is a school. And if you've modeled disrespect, you must confront disrespect in the form of intimate relationship in order to unpack it and thus flush it. You can't rewrite who you are until you confront the author. And a lot of times, trauma, instead of being seen as something that can be rewritten, gets elevated to a position in our life of advisor. That shit's supposed to be revised. It's not supposed to advise. I don't know if you heard that. Trauma is supposed to be confronted and revised. It is not supposed to be elevated to a position of advisement.
Right. And revised is rewritten.
The only way for us to revise it is to confront it. You not being respected in relationship because there's something in you that you have learned to identify with that isn't healthy for you.
Ooh.
It's not healthy for you.
Right.
So now you've made it a part of who you are. And then you turn, well, this is who I am. So now I'm going to create a coping mechanism around that. And those are going to be the fundamentals of those are going to be the fundamental principles that I'm going to integrate into my relationship standards. So now you're asking your partner to help you maintain the position you put trauma in. No, your partner is there to exacerbate the trauma so it can be unpacked and thus revised.
Right.
You don't respect because you haven't been taught respect. You don't respect because this country doesn't respect you as a people.
Peaches don't respect shit.
I respect everybody, and don't think I don't respect the black man because of what I said about black fathers, y'all.
Oh, so what?
No, I respect the black man because I treat everybody with respect until they disrespect me, as I said when you first asked me
Peaches,
what
God
respect
doesn't like
was.
ugly, and right now you're being ugly.
When the camera go off, Peaches be
When
fighting.
the camera go off, I'm gonna cuss all their asses out. But while we on the air, not for real.
Wow, Peaches is crazy, but we love her. We love her. Hey, callers, you're on the line. I want to hear from women who truly hold black men in high regard. I want to hear from black men who truly hold black women in high regard. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? You got to turn your whole village down. Your village is gangbanging right now. Turn it down.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the line. Who is this?
Oh, hi, this is Monique. I'm calling from Florida.
Monique from Florida.
Hey.
Welcome
Hi,
to the
Monique.
show. Hey.
Hey, Peaches. Hey, Tone. Hey, Zo. I'm so glad I got on because I've been holding forever. It's my first time calling.
Okay.
But what I wanted to say was going back to black women and black men not respecting each other in relationships. I feel as though we have to redefine what respect is. I think in today's society, respect is attached to a monetary value. So if a man can't provide for a woman financially, he is not to be respected.
Tone?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying that is how a lot of relationships are in the black community are seen. So, like, say if I'm dating a guy and he can't pay my phone bill, you know, I would not necessarily think that he's disrespecting me because he can't pay my phone bill. But I wouldn't be able to tell my other friends that this guy can't pay my phone bill because they won't respect me. They won't respect my relationship. They won't respect my man. You know what I mean?
Now, let me add something in for you. What's a trip about the way that's set up is if he can pay your phone bill and all of their phone bills and his other girlfriend's phone bills, you can't tell them that neither, right?
Right.
So
right.
So it's just like this little space that we can occupy where he can just pay your phone bill. So where does a rich? Oh.
No, what she said was that she can't tell her other friends
because they're gonna financially shame her.
But I'm saying that even when you get to the other side, there's another shaming. There's a shaming that goes on when you date with that rich man and he start really slanging that money, and he be paying a lot of people phone bills.
Right.
Because you've made this transactional, right?
Right.
So now since it's transactional, that really works when people don't have money. But when people have money, I can buy your transaction. So we finish. Come with all the stuff you want at the beginning, and I'm going to fill those needs. Now sit down.
But see, first of all, her mother should have taught her how to pay her own phone bill. So when she finds a man, I'm sorry, Zoe, I couldn't help it. I mean, because all I heard was he can't pay my phone bill and I can't tell my friends.
You could help it. You just didn't want to.
That just was like, no, pay your own phone bill. And then you don't have to worry about that kind of shit.
Hey, I want to hear from people who respect. I want to hear from people who were raised in an environment that produces respect. Did you come from respectful parents? Did they honor you? At what point did they start to respect you? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. I need to hear from it. Ladies, do you love the black man? Do you respect the black man? Do you regard the black man? The sister said we need to redefine what respect means. Well, the dictionary says esteem, regard, admiration, reverence. Do black women revere black men? Do they? And vice versa. Do black men revere sisters? Or is it like the sister said on the phone line? It's transactional. You ain't shit unless you can provide for me. But let me tell you something. Like Tone said, if a man can provide for you in terms of paying your phone bill, what if he could pay your mama's phone bill, your sister's phone bill, everybody's phone bill? Guess what? Somebody gonna have to pay up with some ass.
Or for that matter, I'm saying Zoe. I'm saying, what if he transcends? What if he transcends transaction? Your transactions are really set up for a working poor kind of society. And now I got money. I'm just going to buy 10 of y'all. Are you okay with that? Because all you need is your phone bill paid.
Wow.
Your $50 phone bill paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or now you going to set new standards for him? No, that's your level.
That's your level.
$50 phone bill.
You came in here with a list of demands. I'm able to facilitate those financially. You belong to me. You're a property. You're a bauble.
For $50.
You're a bauble. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Dana again.
Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Dana been trying to get through.
Dana called with her background noise this time, though. The last time she ain't had none.
Oh no, I was at my office, and now I'm like kind of outside in the atrium where I work.
Okay, so talk to us. What's happening?
No, I didn't really get to comment on Chili, and I was just listening to you guys and listening to your commentary about what she said, and it was really interesting because one of you said, and it might have been Tone or it might have been Zoe, about opting out of the struggle of being black. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about Tone saying this person's been all over the world, she's an artist, and all of that, and she's experienced a lot. And I was like, I could see that point of view. But I was also thinking that since she's been an artist for so long and we've seen, publicly her missteps and everything, I think Chili is just like, she's been through or been with a lot of guys, and she's just like, yeah, maybe that's an option. Because maybe, brothers ain't hollering.
But how does not it messing up with Usher teach a woman in Louisville or Louisiana anything? That's it's almost like it's weird, because I think that we what has happened with far too many of our women is they got stuck, at that moment in high school when you got the posters up of Usher with his shirt off.
Right.
Well, you like 35 years old still in your head living in that room with these posters up.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm saying to you that you have certain people who have such aberrational experiences that for you to find a relational point, you got to stretch your world to the umph. You got to ignore your reality. And that's my point, is that we have an ignoring of the reality of Uber, of mass incarceration, of all of the realities of what makes black men today. And then we say, well, I know other kind of black men. Do you? Really?
And then
I don't.
And then
Me either.
and wait, and then to come back to this. Motherfuckers is quick to say to a man, you done fucked up in multiple relationships. You ain't no good. The common denominator gets thrown. Wait.
About that.
The common denominator gets thrown.
She was overpricing her cooter, but I just left that on the table.
Why did you say it? Why didn't anybody say it though?
I didn't want to insult the lady
did.
pussy.
You just heard it.
But that's my point. We don't point out the fact that she might be the common denominator for why it ain't working, and you think, let me open up to, let me broaden my horizons. Then saying that, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not down with that whole thing because I don't like the narrative that it pushes, that Chili pushes. Regina King said the same thing a few years ago, and Ebony even about 10 years ago said the same thing about black women need to open themselves up to other choices, and they even, low-key suggested lesbianism. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to cancel my subscription.
Right, but nobody says maybe
that's not the narrative that should be pushed.
Right.
On black women. Let's make up our own minds, but let's deal in the reality of what our choices are.
Right. Well, hey, baby girl, I appreciate the call again. I don't know how you got through with these jam-packed lines, but you did it.
I have one more thing. Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Thank you, Tone, for using my sound bites on your show.
Let me get my voice together. You welcome, Dana.
All right, Dana. Good looking.
Bye, Dana.
All right, bye.
Phone lines is cracking. You already know what it is. Does respect exist in black relationships today in America? Do black men respect black women? Do black women truly respect black men? Or are our relationships purely transactional? You ain't shit if you can't pay these bills.
I need that $50 phone bill paid, nigga.
You ain't shit unless you could cook cream of wheat without lumps in it. The number to dial.
Oh, not one lump either.
323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Do you respect black women? Do you respect black men? I want to know. Caller, you're on.
How you doing? Zoe the Jeweler Williams.
What's happening, Pim?
Hey.
Home Talks.
What up?
What's up? It's Corey calling from Indiana right now.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Corey.
Money, to stick to the topic, what I've noticed being a single black man right now out here in the dating scene, every woman that I encounter, eventually it becomes a transaction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming out straight up saying, like, hey, give me the pussy. You know what I'm saying? It ends up being we'll talk, and then eventually the problems of our financial status that Tone's always talking about, eventually they're going to need something. They either come saying, like, I need help with my bill, or maybe I need help with my kids, and everything is just capitalistic, and nobody is really giving respect unless you're giving something for me to even give you a hint of wanting to respect you.
But do you hear what you're saying in a low-key way? A man is defined as a bundle of giving behaviors. I tend to argue that a man is more than just a bundle of giving behaviors. For women, men are no good unless they operate like a toolbox in their lives. And to me, that's transactional. I need a nigga to be able to clean this shit up. I know I got high-level degrees, but I still got $150,000 worth of student loans. I need a nigga to help shoulder this.
You're right.
Like Tone said before, men are not your reparations. We're more than that.
So let me throw something on top of that. I got a chart in front of me. I talked about this before, and what this.
Hey, wait, caller. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate it, man.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, man. I appreciate what y'all doing, man.
All right, peace.
Let me framing what he says. When you look at 1980, the top 0.1% took home about 10.3% of all the income for that year. That's all they took in. Last year they took in almost 21% of it. Double. Top 0.1% took home 21% of the income.
Wow.
When you look at the bottom 90, the bottom 50%. The bottom 50% of America in 1980 took home 21% of the income. Our race is almost all in the bottom 50, just to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Last year, the bottom 50 only took in about 13% of all the income, about half. There's a whole reality around us that gives context to this thing that nobody seems to understand. It's like people live here and don't know that they live in America, or what America means, or how America's changed, or how chaotic it's been over the course of our life. It's just, I'm going to make stuff up as though this has been static, as though meaning income inequality, wealth inequality, which are two different things, and also mass incarceration, when everything about your life says differently.
So, and I'm going to say this again. We're not speaking in absolutes.
Right.
Not all black women disrespect black men.
Yeah.
Nope.
And not all black men disrespect black women.
No.
But what I'm saying is, in light of the data, the wealth data, and this calcified wealth chasm that exists, you mean to tell me black people got the nerve to forget how to love during this time?
Oh, yes.
You mean to tell me we done forgot the science of regarding each other? I've said in my book, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. I said in the book, respect should be installed as the religion of the relationship.
Right.
Now, see, if respect is not installed as the religion of the relationship, you know what happens? Transaction gets installed because we weren't proactive enough to say, you know what, respect is going to be the cornerstone of this interaction. It's going to be transaction now. 75% of all marriages end over money issues. But if respect and love were the cornerstone pieces, we would understand, well, shit, we broke anyway. And if we come up a year, great. If we go down a couple of years, great. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep respect, right, as the cornerstone. And during those difficult times, that's what we're going to siphon off of in order to sustain us during those times.
That's awesome. That would be awesome.
When that happens, most people who don't have respect installed as the religion of their relationship, it's fuck this shit.
Right. Bye.
Nigga, I got to go. There's dicks out there with wallets attached to them.
Now let me squeeze something in, because I know we coming to the end. Steve Jobs' daughter is coming out with a book, or it's already out.
Ooh, yeah,
it's
man.
called Small Fry. And what it's about is the coldness of Steve Jobs. So when we put away respect and we make it about money, are we ready to deal with what might come with that money?
What comes after?
Let me give you one line. In one widely circulated excerpt, Brennan Jobs, which is Steve Jobs' daughter's name now, claims he told her that she smelled like a toilet.
Wow.
I don't think and that's not to say every wealthy white man talks to his daughter that way.
Right.
But it's to say that money comes with strings. That money comes with a whole different ideology set. And oftentimes, if you're raised in a working poor environment, you ain't ready for what that money come with.
Right.
And so white men and Chile and all this,
right.
Okay.
So let me address Miss Tiffany in the chat room. It's a friend of mine out of New York. I know her. Good people. Money is important. And the ideology around money is important. But the ideology around money must be an internal ideology. If you come from a space of, I'm wealthy, a wealthy mindset, a wealthy self-philosophy, which comes from the development and cultivation of self-knowledge, if you come with that, money will be attracted to you off tops.
Right.
See, the word affluent comes from the same word influenza. It means to flow. That's it. When somebody has the flu, it's really easy to catch. That's why they call it influenza. Affluence is the same thing. That's why they say when you got money, and I mean paper, you're liquid. Mm-hmm. You under dig?
Liquid assets.
A lot of us are internally insolvent, internally bankrupt. So we think if we pursue external liquidity, that it will somehow provide internal liquidity. No, it happens in reverse. There must be internal liquidity, internal self-wealth, internal self-development. That's what brings all of that shit about. If you can only respect my wallet, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to respect my soul. You probably can't even detect it. Okay, look, we gotta go.
Can't smell past that green.
The voice of reason in this bitch, nigga. Okay, listen. This is what I need you to do. Stay tuned. Tone Talks is right after me. He's coming right in. His show gonna be live. Don't leave. This shit is gonna be fire. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm ZoWilliams.